wearing so many hats as you do, being both an executive producer for The Walking Dead, being an image partner, if you could have a one-on-one with somebody who was a budding creator, and you try to more or less say how you can think about wearing different hats, how would you characterize what kind of a hat you would wear if you were to work on a book like Demonic, which also was a collaboration with Mark Silvestri
and Top Count.
Top Count. But then you go to something completely different, like an all-ages title, Super Dinosaur, which is an all-ages title that my son loves to read.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm curious as to how you just put yourself into a creative mode, working with something that made me think of Faust at some point, and then looking at this, Super Dinosaur, like how do you more or less go about changing hats to get yourself into that different creative mode, if somebody wanted to be as versatile a writer?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of times I've joked about like writing something like The Walking Dead is so completely utterly depressing sometimes that, you know, I'll write like 3 or 4 pages and I'll just be in a horrible mood, and then I'll have to go, oh, you know what, I got to take a break and go write some dinosaurs shooting missiles. And I think that for me, because I have so many different emotions that are going into so many different kinds of books, it's better for me to, you know, take breaks and flex different muscles and do different kinds of stories. I mean, I do a lot of work because I enjoy writing comics, and I get a thrill every time I see a printed comic of my work. And so I like to do as much work as I possibly can, just because I'm kind of addicted to it. I mean, I love the thrill of, you know, making up stupid stuff and getting artists to draw it. Like, that's ridiculous. Why do I get to do that? So, you know, I do like doing a ton of stuff, and I think the only way it's possible for me to do a ton of stuff is if it's not the same thing. If I was writing 6 books like The Walking Dead, the ideas, I'd be like, oh, could that go in this book, or could that go in that book? I don't even really know, and it would be hard to keep the different worlds straight. And so by making everything I do different, I kind of make my job a little bit easier. But I don't know, I mean, I'm really just having fun. I mean, you know, I have kids, and so, you know, I want to do something like Super Dinosaur for them, and then, you know, I'm a huge fan of zombie movies, and so I want to do, you know, The Walking Dead because I enjoy that kind of stuff. And then, you know, Invincible is everything I've ever loved about superhero comics put into one book, and, you know, it's me just tinkering with, you know, superhero convention and having fun and getting to work with amazing artists. I mean, I don't know, I'm just rambling now.
No, you're not, no.
But I mean, I absolutely love what I do, so I don't know. I would say advice to creator: love what you do, and if you don't love what you're doing, do something else.
Right.
You know?
I think that love is showing in The Walking Dead because...
But not the other books.
But not the... No, it's just somebody came up to me and they said, oh, you're talking to Robert Kirkman today. I said, yeah. Man, it's not like I thought it was going to be gore fest. You know, this show's on TV, and I was expecting. I said, no, it's not like that at all. They were expecting to see something like what Romero was doing. You know, Land of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, and Walking Dead isn't about that. It's a survival story.
Sure. I mean, yeah, and I gotta say, the Romero movies had emotion and drama and all of that stuff. I just took the balance and I shifted it more towards that. I mean, I don't really think I did anything new or revolutionary. I was just trying to write a cool comic, you know, that I kind of loved. I mean, I want to give Romero as much credit as possible. I mean, he created this world. I'm going to say this. Bram Stoker.
This is where we start getting a little controversial. Okay.
No, Bram Stoker is to Stephanie Meyer as Robert Kirkman is to George Romero is to Robert Kirkman. So yeah, I mean, I'm really just you know, tweaking things and doing a soap opera-ish version of his masterpieces. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's all about the emotion. I mean, people that really like the show, I think, latch onto that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, it's a really heartbreaking kind of world to explore when you really think about it. I mean, these people are walking around, they're human beings. I mean, they are zombies, they are trying to eat you, but, you know, they're your friends and your neighbors, they're your loved ones, and, you know, losing a loved one is probably one of the saddest things that you can ever go through, and to have to, you know, kind of experience that. I mean, I don't know, I think about, you know, what it would be like to live in that world a lot, because I'm, you know, writing the book and, you know, writing on the show, so I probably dwell on it a little more than anyone else. But I don't know, the inherent sadness of that is what really makes it so emotional to me, and I think that, you know, carries on to the audience. I mean, anytime you can make someone, you know, cry, people dig that, I guess.
Oh yeah. People love to cry. People like to get scared. That's why they go to the movies all the time.
True.
Right. Now, I started crying when I realized that this guy is that close to taking a dirt nap. It's like, at some point, I mean, the new issue comes out this Wednesday.
Advice to creators: make everything somewhat depressing.
Because people love to cry, and that's what sells books, right? So what's going on with Invincible? I mean, we've been talking about Walking Dead as much as we can because that's what everybody's on their mind.
Yeah.
The show's out now, but you've got so many other things like Invincible. You're taking liberties now with the book, and that you've got a different character now on the front cover.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cool in that, like, I don't know, I can do whatever I want in Invincible.
Because I'm Robert Kirkman.
And, well, no, because it's an Image comic, and I created the book, and I can do whatever I want inside the book, created the book with Corey Walker. I gotta make sure I throw that in there. He'll call me. But anyway, there's all kinds of cool stuff going. I mean, I don't know. Hold on, I'm getting there. There's like 14 storylines going on in Invincible right now. I think it's the most stuff I've been juggling in the series ever, and I'm worried that it's going to get a little unwieldy. But I mean, we've got an alien invasion on the horizon that we'll be announcing very soon. That's going to be some crazy stuff that's like not related to the Viltrumites. And then you've got all kinds of stuff going on with Thrag, and we're going to be learning some more about his connection to Nolan and Invincible in the next couple issues. He's been infected with the Scourge virus, and he's hovering on the edge of death. And Adam Eve is now working with Bulletproof, and he's going to be the new Invincible for a while Mark is either sick or dead. And Mark just started working with Dinosaurus, and they're kind of like working on the fringe of the legal system. I don't know what I'm saying, to try and like fix the world, whether anyone wants them to or not. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the book. So I don't know, but I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I like to think of Invincible as like exactly how crazy a superhero's life would be. If you really think about it. I mean, guys that are dealing with these monumental, like world-threatening, crises, and they got girlfriends and all kinds of crazy stuff, and whatever. People die. It's crazy.
So with the Image Expo being this weekend, you've got a lot of people that are going to be coming to these panels, and a lot of people coming to the booths. If you wanted to be able to more or less tell people how you go about looking for something, what really sparks your interest, if somebody walks up to you and pitches you an idea. I'm Joe somebody, I want to submit a book to Image to see if maybe Image will go ahead and publish my book. What exactly, would hope somebody would come to you with an idea? What would the approach be? Hey, I want to make a lot of money, or hey, that too.
That's not it.
But what about the proposal is something that would make you say, this one stands above the rest?
Well, I mean, how many books like it are being published right now, I think, is the key.
Okay.
If someone comes to me and I can think of 3 comics that are similar or in the same vein, you're not going to do so well pitching a book to Image. And first of all, I should say all submissions to Image should go to Eric Stevenson. I have a television show to work on.
Right.
And as far as Skybound, we'll come to you. But anyway, every time I did a comic, every time I tried to look at the comic book industry as a whole and figure out what people weren't able to get. I think that when I started out, I was like, if I do a book called Battle Pope, no one can get that anywhere else, because no one is crazy enough to do that. And also starting out, I was like, if you hear the title Battle Pope, someone's going to want to, find out what that is, right? So, try and think about your audience. And, when I did Invincible, there wasn't like a lot of teenage, superhero kind of stuff around. Spider-Man had become an adult, and, I was trying to kind of fill that hole. And, with Walking Dead, there wasn't any long-running, I don't think there were any zombie comics coming out, so try and think of, what's not out there, and, don't think about what's popular right now. And aside from what's not out there, the main thing is, is this something that you are dying to do? Like, what's your excitement level? Because if your excitement level is, super high, then hopefully that will, leak out into the readers.
That'll come out in the work.
Yeah.